Excuse me, I just wanted to ask, when you think of Ireland, what do you associate with it?
Don't know, if I'm honest. I suppose there's always been leprechauns and things like that. Yeah.
Beer. People drink a lot here.
Maybe rugby. Have a lot of famous rugby players.
For me, it's all like the literature. I think that that's the main thing. Like people like Joyce and Beckett and Yeats.
Ireland may well be known for its Irish coffee, its folktales, leprechauns, even its scenic views. But this relatively small island is renowned for its deep and rich religious history. And it played a pivotal role in shaping the religious identity of Europe. To find out more about its religious history, we met with Imam Ibrahim Noonan, who was born and raised in Ireland and was once a former devout Christian studying to be a priest, but later embraced Islam and now serves as an imam in Ireland.
I come from a generation of that last generation in Ireland of young men and women who were heavily influenced by the Catholic society we lived in. It was literally the fabric and the fibre of our society at that time was religiousness, was holiness, was the belief in God. And it's something we couldn't escape, right? Because, like we have right here, you have the cathedral here. Behind the cathedral you have a convent of the Sisters of Mercy. On my left you have the Franciscans. And from further down you can see the cathedral, the Protestant cathedral of St. Nicholas. Right? So all around us is Catholicism, is Christianity. That's why it was called the land of Satan's scholars, because during that time Europe was in the Dark Ages, and it was from here, from this very country, land which people don't really know about, that bright, spiritual, intelligent young men and women, for whatever reason they believed in what they believed in, were inspired to go out to the rest of Europe and spread that message of Christianity, and they had a massive impact upon Europe. There isn't a place anywhere in Ireland, in any city, in any village, in any town, that you will not find a shrine to either a shrine to Jesus, which is known as the Sacred Heart. You will find them in people's houses. You'll find them in people's gardens, and that will still show you now in Ireland. Wherever you go in Ireland, you will see that Ireland still has its intense religiousness.
One such example of the remarkable flourishing of the arts and literature is the illustrative manuscripts and high crosses. An example of that is here in the Trinity College, which is the Book of Kells.
But from 1990 above, then things started changing. Then something which was known as the Celtic Tiger, which was really when Ireland became a wealthy country, when materialism, modernism, all these type of ideology that had basically moving you away from God Almighty.
But amidst the dark clouds that loom above us, there remains a glimmer of hope through the acceptance of the promised Messiah and Imam Mahdi of the latter days, who's been tasked with the revival of faith and spirituality.
So the question is that we need to put to people out there is that the only way to turn this around is to actually turn back towards God Almighty, is actually recognize the need of His influence in your life today. And that can only happen with the acceptance that that Messiah, that prophet of God, of whom Jesus Himself said would come in these times. And that is the significance of it. So for the people of Ireland, for me as being an Irishman, being an Ahmadi Muslim, I feel profound empathy for my own people, that I have to some way, somehow bring that message to them. And the best way to bring that message is through the Ahmadi Muslim community.
And so, today, this mosque, which I said earlier is the first Ahmadiyya mosque in the Republic of Ireland, is being opened as a symbol of the same values and same objectives as all of our mosques. It will be a means of highlighting what true Islam actually represents. Whilst on the one hand, we Ahmadi Muslims proclaim the name of Allah in our mosques throughout the world and peacefully invite others to submit before Him and pray for them. We also seek to serve humanity, however, wherever we can.
So as I was saying, I'm the Imam of Galway Mosque, right?
Okay.
And it's also called after Mary, Mosque of Mary.
Yes.
So because of that, this Imam from London is from the Review of Religions. It's one of the oldest religious magazines in the world.
Right.
And this is his colleague, also from the Review of Religions.
Right.
And this young man here is our Imam in Dublin. So I thought I'd bring them here. I wanted them to feel the Irishness and the spiritual of the Irishness, of their belief, of their faith system.
Right.
That's why I asked you, what brought you here?
Through various initiatives and projects, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Ireland continues to engage with the public and help spread the true and pristine message of Islam.
This boarded shop behind me is very historical to the Jamaat. Because in 1998, when I was Sadr Majlis Qudam Alam in the UK, I came to Ireland on a tour and we came to Galway. We started the very first Tabligh stall here, at this very spot. And we're doing it since 1998. It has not stopped since 1998. Every week, twice a week, sometimes, but mostly once a week, there is a information Tabligh stall of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya. And we are known now, we're known so much now, that all the shops you see around us, they know us by name. They always wave to us. Sometimes they'll come out, this coffee shop over here, they will come out and ask us, do we want coffee, is everything okay? And we would say, yeah, no problem, and they would bring us coffee. That's how much they know us, right? Where I'm standing right now is very historical in Eyre Square. The hotel behind me is the very place and the very first time that Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi Rahmatullah came here. And the first time he came here and the first speech he ever gave was at this hotel, where he addressed the people of Galway and indeed the people of Ireland, because they were mayors and ambassadors and ministers from all around Ireland which came here, and he addressed them. And from here, actually, I believe, is where the real first step of the message of the Promised Messiah started. The fact that the Khalifa of the Promised Messiah came here into the west coast of Ireland, and he started that message. He set the seed of that message, which was going to grow eventually in Ireland, where the message of the Promised Messiah was going to spread.
Among its various initiatives, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Ireland will be holding its 14th National Interfaith Conference to discuss how belief in God can establish true and everlasting peace.
Hello, Miss Kavanagh. I hope you're coming today on the interfaith, and I'm really excited you're coming.
So we've arrived here in Galway at the Mariam Mosque. The interfaith event of the community is about to start. The guests are here, and so we'll see you inside.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There's none worthy of worship except God, and Muhammad is his messenger. Of course, it's the declaration of faith, but it's much deeper than that. It is not the words that are being pronounced from the mouth, where some person may say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and that's enough. It means that he or she must act upon that belief. That means if they believe that there's none worthy of worship except God, and they believe in that, then they have to believe in the next thing, and that is to act upon his commandments, to act upon his teachings, to act upon his spiritual influence upon the heart of humanity.
So we've just finished from the interfaith event, and what was fascinating was the way people were so taken back by the message and so inspired by it. For some of these people, it was the first time they'd come to a mosque or heard about the message of Islam.
Backwards, I really like the fact that you're bringing all different types of religions together, and it's all becoming like one faith, and it's all down to the same thing at the end of the day, is love and prosperity, and to bring us all together in the communities, no matter what our beliefs are.
Well, I thought it was super, and that motto, love everyone and hate no one, that is just what we need across all the different faiths and across all the different religions and across all the different cultures.
Imam Noona made a very good point, that if you believe in God, there's a very great logic in making sacrifices. in not putting yourself first.
I suppose this is something that as a religion teacher I always teach about in school. It's the very first lesson that I give, because in our school we would teach about the 5 different major world religions, and I think that was the main message for me tonight, and I think it's so important to pass that on to the youth so that we do show respect and tolerance and peace for all.
Centuries ago, when Europe was still plunged into darkness, it was this very land of Ireland that stood tall as a beacon of light and illuminated the entire continent with faith and spirituality. Today, the Mariam Mosque in the city of Galway, which literally sits at the edge of the continent, is once again enlightening the people with the true message of Islam, Ahmadiyyat. أشهد أن لا إله إلا